Hi, and welcome to Grade 6 Math. I am your child's teacher, Bradley Evans, and thank you for joining us on this new and interesting curriculum night. I'd like to give you a little bit of an introduction about myself, about what you can expect from your child this year in math, and just a couple of other things that I would expect from your children during this year. So a little bit about me. I was originally born in Sydney, Australia, but I moved away to start my international teaching career 16 years ago and have lived all over the world, London, Rome, San Jose, Costa Rica, before finally settling back in Lombardia in Como and now Milan. I have 14 years of international experience, having taught all grade levels and all subject areas. My previous experience has been as a math coordinator, being in charge of the entire math curriculum. I am a Google certified teacher e parlo anche italiano. So I'd like to just begin with a few expectations of what I expect for your child this year. And the number one expectation that I have for the entire class is that they are persistent. I believe that every child can learn math to a high level if they're persistent. That means that they keep trying. I often use the analogy of riding a bike. The first time we ride a bike, we probably fall off. We probably get some more help, and then we try again. Math is the same. There will be some things this year that will challenge your child. That's good. There'll be some things this year that they mistake and they get wrong. That's also good. I like that. All right. I love mistakes, and so from them we start learning. But it is really important that your child is persistent, that they don't give up. Being present is another big one. A lot of our learning this year is also done online and in class as well. So it's really important that your child is present with their learning. And I mean physically present in the classroom, but also mentally present, that they come prepared to learn. And of course, being respectful. They need to respect themselves and each other. So a little bit of background information about the math course this year. The math course that we follow is a curriculum from Open Up Resources, and later on I'll send you the link of how you can find the curriculum that we're going to follow. We don't follow it exactly the way that the Open Up Resources website will. There are some lessons that I need to combine, and there are some lessons that we move to another unit. But we follow the Common Core curriculum standards from the United States, and Open Up is a great hands-on, conceptual, interactive curriculum that really conceptualizes math for your child. So there are a few key competencies that we're going to study this year. The number one main key competency that your child will learn about this year is ratio and rates and how to solve problems with those. Another key competency is division of fractions. We have a big unit on rational numbers and how to divide them, including negatives this year. We're also going to write and begin starting with some expressions and equations, starting with algebra this year, and developing an understanding of statistical thinking. So one of our final units is about data collection. So here are our main units. Again, these don't follow the Open Up curriculum perfectly. Some of them have had to be combined, but that's just because of time frame, and also some of the concepts are very similar. So at the moment we're in Unit 1, we're learning about area, geometry, and coming up ratio and units, and unit rates in Unit 2. The dark blue squares here are the ones that will relate to our key competencies. So the ones that we spend a little bit more time on in grade 6. So the course philosophy, I'm a big believer in that the learning is in the journey. Okay, the learning is not in the final answer, and nor is it in the final grade. The learning that takes place is in the journey of your child. It's of trying things, making mistakes, trying again, and really following that path of, understanding that we can learn math. Okay, I'm a big believer that everybody can learn math. So the way we're going to teach it a little bit different this year. There will be some manipulatives, some concrete resources that your child will use. Generally, they'll be placed online, some interactive websites and things like that. Then we move on to a visual understanding of math, so drawing pictures and understanding the connection between the pictures and the manipulatives. And finally, we move on to the written math using algorithms and formula. All of that is bound by the conceptual understanding, which is embedded in the Open Up curriculum to really allow the students that understanding of math from a conceptual point of view. We also use a lot of Project Zero's thinking routines, which requires some deep thinking from the students to improve those critical thinking skills. So assessment, there are two forms of assessment, with the first one being formative, which I use as a kind of a check-in to see how your child is progressing. And we do those in class. They're not graded. There's no grade attached to them. This year you'll see on your child's Schoology that it will have a grade of 1. That simply means that your child has submitted an assignment, has submitted their formative. That is not a grade. It does not mean that they got the question right. It does not mean that they got the question completely right or completely wrong. It simply means that they did it. It doesn't count towards their final grade, so formatives are not counted in their report card. But every formative will come attached with a feedback or feed forward on Schoology. And I've been showing your students how to find their feedback on Schoology. And it's really important that you take the time also with your child to read that feedback. Okay, it will tell them exactly what they're capable of, what they showed in their formative, and also what they're working on. The other kind of assessment is summative. Now, the summative will count for 100% of their final grade. It will be reported on their report card. The summatives will also be connected with the student success indicators. The summatives are going to take a little bit of a different form each time. Sometimes they'll be tests, they might be an assignment, they might be a project, it might be an open-ended quiz, it might be an online quiz, or it might be on paper. There are a couple of different ways that we use the summative tests, but it's always told to the students in advance. Okay, a study guide is always provided on Schoology to help your child prepare for their test, and it's always related to the learning standards from the Common Core, which are also found on Schoology. The final grade for the summative and their feedback will be found on Schoology once it's all been graded. We believe that the journey of the learning is more important than the grade. Okay, however, sometimes kids have bad days, sometimes they don't have the correct kind of mindset to complete their test, or they want to actually improve their learning. So we've created a middle school retake policy. In order for your child to retake a summative test and possibly improve their grade, they must have completed these steps. They must have completed all homework and class assignments. So on Schoology, they must have the little green tick, and they cannot have any outstanding assignments. They need to choose the standard or the question that they want to retry. They must correct all those answers with their full work shown, and then they make an appointment with me. We sit down, we have a talk, they show me how they've improved, what they've done differently, and where perhaps they went wrong in their test. From there, they have 2 weeks to find a time together with me about retaking that test or just that question. When they've retaken that question or test, the highest score that they score will be their new grade. Okay, and we really believe in middle school that this is an important step for the students because it underlines our philosophy that we believe that in them, that they can do it, and we want to give them that chance to be successful. All communication this year will be completed on Schoology. If you have something that is urgent that you would like to discuss, you may also send me an email, which was found at the start of the slideshow. A quick note about homework. Anytime your child is at home, if they're sick or unwell, or if they're in quarantine this year, they can always keep up with their work on Schoology. Some homework points though, the homework is collected only. There is never a grade attached to homework, nor do your children get punished for not completing homework. I do recommend they complete their homework. It will give them extra practice and it will improve their skill in that particular topic. The due dates will be found on Schoology in their calendar, so they can always keep up with that. And you can also check on Schoology how they're completing their assignments. If your child has trouble completing their homework, please let me know. If it is too hard, if it is taking too long, if they would like more or if they would like less, or perhaps you have family events or friend events or something that happens. I understand life happens sometimes. Please just let me know if if there's any trouble completing the homework. Just send me a quick email and let me know when your child might be able to complete that. Also, maybe it's a good idea to also get your child to send me an email and let me know how they're feeling about their homework. So if you'd like to help at home, I'm going to send you the website of our curriculum so you can follow along. But a couple of points just to get you started. We're really big on a growth mindset here. So it's really important that you demonstrate the growth mindset with your child and try not to discourage them. Guide them in their solution, but don't solve it for them. Okay, the learning is in the journey. Using tools or strategies such as pictures or diagrams, concrete materials, something that would help your child be successful, feel free to remind them on what to use and ask them questions. How did you get your solution? The learning is in the journey. So thank you for listening. I hope I've given you a rough overview of what we're doing in grade 6 this year. If you have any questions about the course, I will be available on Zoom on the 24th, which is our parent night. Please Zoom on in, and I look forward to meeting you all soon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.